A harmless dancing trend may have started the graffiti craze, but the results are far from harmless. In fact, last month, a 15-year-old Sydney schoolboy died when he fell from a speeding train pursuing his favourite pastime. And what was that? Well, the boy was literally hanging out of a train door held open by his mates, trying to paint graffiti on the outside of a train carriage. The graffiti crazed take such awful risks to avoid police.
Us against them, they like being in on it. They like playing their part in the graffiti scene by trying to bust us all the time. But it's like a big game.
It's like little kids playing cops and robbers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how it is. That's how it is in life.
In real life.
That being the case, graffiti is done at night and fast. There's even rivalry to do the best artwork in the most awkward of places to earn the same mad kudos as hanging out of a train. The skeptics reckon a lot of kids do it as much for that rush of adrenaline as for art. So how much does the heart rate go up?
The first couple of times it did, all the time, but you've got to learn to relax, because otherwise you can't paint a good piece. The attraction for me is to do a good piece, where it can be seen by people. The actual feeling of doing it, is fun, but I mean, it's fun when you think about it, but when you're actually doing it, you're frightened. You're real frightened, and that's what it is, and that's not fun.
Well, when I started, that was the whole reason I did it, because like you're doing it and getting away with it, and from there on, then just want to paint better pieces.
Do you actually hunt for walls?
Yeah, we do.
We all know good walls around Sydney, or like if we see a new one, goes, oh wow, that's a pretty fresh wall.
Yeah. That's what you don't let somebody else pick it for you. I mean, they'll pick something that's bad. You want a good quality wall, because bad walls, you can spray paint on them and they just
soak straight through.
It'll just go straight into it.
Yeah. Sometimes when we find a good wall, we claim it. We write it reserved,
Yeah, reserved.
Don't you feel guilty that you're costing people, the taxpayers, a lot of money to remove your graffiti?
Well, that's not really how it works. I mean, the government spends the money to clean it off. We don't paint it on for them to clean it off. We don't do graffiti to keep cleaners in work. We do it because we want the pieces to stay there. They go and make the judgment that it's vandalism, and they spend all that money cleaning it off and all that manpower and everything.
Why do you have to paint in a public place, though?
More recognition and more acceptance.
Yeah.
Your friends condone your work in the name of what?
In the name of art. I do it in the name of art.
Yeah.
That's it. It's art. That's how I look at it. No other way. I don't look at it as vandalism or anything. It's art.
They really are quite serious, and just ever so slightly spurred on by the fact that as their 18th birthdays pass, there's every chance they could go to jail. And this way they can follow their sketches by daylight and have fans cast an improving eye over the product. The next step is getting the public eye to do the same, and for a few business purses to open up and pay the boys for brightening up the city. After all, Snooze, Stylz, Vladimir and Kaz have come down a hard road to get here.
What other artist would you know would be that dedicated to go down in his own time, risking his life against the trains and stuff, risking getting bashed by transit police and fines to just go down and express his art? That's what we call a dedicated artist, and all those kids are dedicated artists.
All right, let's welcome our dedicated artists here. We've got Ronnie, Vladimir, Scott and Kaz. They've done our wall in the space of the program here. There we go.
They only take, obviously, a very short period of time to do it because...
Not even a moving frame.
They haven't had to do it overnight in this case, but they do it in an hour, 2 hours at the most.
It's nice and bright, isn't it? What do you think of that? You like that? And what about, I mean, do you think that's better than just blank grey walls around the place, if it's as artistic as that? There you go, you've got a vote of endorsement from the people here, fellas. Terrific, all right, yeah, that's good. Anyone want to ask any questions of them? Come on, your last chance.
I think the trouble is trying to make sure that everybody paints like that. The problem with graffiti is, of course, it ranges from this really good art to the tagging, as they say.
It's terrific. How much of your time do you spend on this?
A lot. A few
lot?
hours a day at least.
A few hours a day at least, yeah.
They design it on sketchbooks beforehand.
Do you normally work as a team or individually?
Mostly as a team.
Yeah, terrific. All right, thank you for that very much indeed. Please thank the fellows very much. Thank you.
So you paid for it.
Anyone want to take that home and put it in the lounge room?